Before the chariots rolled onto the field of Kurukshetra, before Krishna spoke the divine words of the Gita, there was a curse, whispered in anger, echoing through generations. A curse so powerful that even destiny bowed before it. This is the story of how the seeds of the Mahabharata war were sown. In the ancient kingdom of Hastinapura, ruled a mighty king named Pandu. He was brave, noble, and loved by his people, yet he was completely unaware that a cruel fate was watching him closely. One fateful day, while hunting in the dense forest, Pandu drew his bow. His arrow flew, swift and precise, and struck a deer locked in a tender embrace with its mate. But this was no ordinary creature. It was a sage, Rishi Kindama, who was living under a curse that had transformed him into a stag. As the wounded sage fell, his mortal form returning, he looked upon the king with eyes full of sorrow and divine wrath. His voice trembled as he spoke his final words. "O king, just as you have slain me in this sacred act of love, so shall you meet your end in the same way. The very moment desire touches your heart, death shall claim you instantly." Haunted by the Rishi's curse, the grief-stricken Pandu renounced his throne. He left the opulent palace of Hastinapura behind, taking his two queens, Kunti and Madri, into a life of exile in the serene wilderness. There, amidst the solitude of the forest, he sought peace and redemption. But destiny was far from finished with him. Though he could never father children himself, his bloodline was destined to continue. Through the divine power of the gods, summoned by Queen Kunti's boon, the 5 Pandavas were born: Yudhishthira, Bhima, Arjuna, Nakula, and Sahadeva, the 5 sons who would one day be forced to fight their own kin for the throne. Meanwhile, back in the grand halls of Hastinapura, a fire of jealousy was kindling in the heart of Duryodhana, the son of the blind king Dhritarashtra. As news of the Pandavas' birth and their growing prowess in the forest reached the court, envy began to twist his soul. He saw them as rivals, as obstacles to his own ambition. But the deep roots of this hatred, this all-consuming animosity, had already been planted long ago, watered by a sage's sorrow, and sown by a king's single tragic mistake. What began as one man's momentary lapse in judgment would soon grow into a conflict that would engulf the entire world in the flames of war. It is said that the great sage Vyasa, the chronicler of this epic tale, foresaw all of this before it ever happened. He saw the curse, the exile, the burning jealousy, and the devastating war, all as interconnected threads in the same grand cosmic design. The Mahabharata was not merely a battle of men fighting over a kingdom. It was a profound struggle between destiny and free will, a timeless conflict between Dharma, the path of righteousness, and Adharma, the path of desire and chaos. And so began the slow unraveling of an age, the silent, inexorable steps toward the fated battlefield of Kurukshetra. A curse that no king could break, a prophecy no god could alter, and a story that would echo across eternity. This was the curse that created the war. Thank you for watching this episode of Chronicles of Kurukshetra. If you found this story compelling, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Join us next time for Episode 3, The Birth of the Pandavas, where we explore the miraculous origins of the 5 heroes of our tale. Don't miss it.